Assalamualikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope that you all are doing well. Today the surah which we are going to study is Surah Mau'n.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
Surah Mau'n is 107 surah of Al-Quran. It has 7 ayahs and 1 ruku. This surah denounces some of the evil action of the disbelievers and the hypocrites, declaring a threat of destruction to those who commit them. The immoral and sinful deeds specifically mentioned in this surah are oppressing and insulting the orphan and being unkind to them, despite having the means, failing to feed the poor or failing to urge others to feed them, being neglectful to one's prayer or praying merely to show the people, failing to pay the zakat and not sharing the item of common use. These actions are basically bad and extremely sinful. However, committing these in the wake of disbelief and hypocrisy is even more aggravating because they attract eternal punishment in hellfire. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek Allah's protection from Satan the accursed. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. Have you seen him who denies the recompense? The words "have you seen" apparently are directed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But on such occasions, the Quran generally addresses every intelligent and thoughtful person. The very object of asking a question right in the start of surah is to invite the listener to consider as to what kind of character is developed when a person denies the day of judgment. The verse would mean, have you sallallahu alaihi wasallam considered the state of the person who denies the judgment? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُ الْيَتِيمَ. That is he who repulses the orphan harshly. The very first reflection of the personality of a person who does not believe in the hereafter is that he has no compassion and mercy for the fellow human beings. So he deprives the orphan of his rights and ill-treats him or her. Such a harsh behavior is not occasional, but it is habitual and set practice. وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ, and urges not the feeding of al-miskin, the poor. The denial of the day of judgment neither persuades his own self nor does he urge others to feed the starving, poor, and the needy people of the society. Here, by giving only 2 conspicuous examples, Allah has pointed out what kind of evils generate in the people who deny the hereafter. Had this man believed in the accountability of his deeds on the day of judgment, he would not have committed such ruthless evils. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. So woe unto those performers of salat. Wail refers to heavy affliction or destruction. Wail is such a furious part of hellfire that other fire of hell seek refuges from it. This verse declares the punishment of wail to hypocrites, some characteristics of whose have been described in next verses. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, who delay their salat from their stated fixed time. Hypocrites who do not believe in the day of judgment are neglectful of their prayer. Whether they perform the prayer or not, it's least important to them. They are not regular at the prayer. When they perform it, they do not observe the prescribed time, but offer it carelessly at the 11th hour, or when they rise up for the prayer, they rise up soullessly and perform it with an unwilling heart. They play with their garments, yawn, and neglect every trace of Allah's remembrance in their heart. Throughout the prayer, neither they show any feeling that they are offering the prayer, nor do they give any impression that they really understand what they are reciting. From the commencement of the prayer till its completion, their hearts are not turned toward Allah even for a moment, and they remain engrossed in the thoughts with which they enter the prayer. الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ, those who do good deeds only to be seen. Those who lack true faith in the hereafter and do not perform any act of goodness with a pure intention for the sake of Allah Almighty, but they do acts of righteousness to show off so that they are praised and able to gain its benefit here in this world. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ, and refuse al-ma'un. Ma'un, in fact, is a small thing, little things useful to people, and word employs all small items to common usage, like salt, sugar, water, which the neighbors usually ask each other for. Accordingly, zakat also is ma'un, as it is a little amount of much wealth which one has to give away in order to help the poor. This verse explained that denial of the hereafter renders a person so narrow-minded that he or she is not willing to make the least bit of selfless sacrifice for the welfare and well-being of others. Sadaqallahul Azim. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.